It's a handful, literally. There's just 5. Explored a little bit more of Singapore. Now that I'm older, I do see where he's coming from at 25, and I felt like a failure. Hello everyone, happy Monday. Welcome back to another video of Pokemon Sleep. Let's choose our next campsite. We did pretty good progress at Topalo. I was not expecting to break a personal best. I didn't break Master 16 and go on to 17. However, I did go up in strength for Master 16, so that is good news. So we are going to say goodbye to our Snorlax and we are going to move on to Lapis Lakeside. So it has been 85 weeks since we've been playing this game. And as you can see here, we went up on everything: final strength, gains from berries, and gains from cooking. So very, very happy about that. There was a little boo-boo during this week. My sleep tracker didn't track my Friday night session, so when I manually inputted the data, I had no recovery from it, which is weird, and I couldn't figure out if that was just normal or I did a mistake or something. But we are moving to Lapis Lakeside, which is right here. The area bonus right now is at 48, and you need at least 10k RP if you want to do decently well. I've entered the place with like 6k RP and I was able to go by. Recommended RP is 10k, and we are here because ever since we received the news about the Cresselia and Darkrai event, we are going to start working on our psychic team, you guys, because it did say in the news that psychic helpers would be very handy. And we have salad week again. I was able to make 2 of the Defiant coffee salads yesterday. No crit meals though, but better than nothing, especially because I was struggling with coffee for the longest time, but leveling up my Vikavolt and getting level 30 unlocked really helped and brought me a long ways through. But look at the background color, it's a little different, and I'm trying to fit the vibe of the area that I'm in. I think that will be fun moving forward. But let's pick up all of our berries from our team. This is our overnight team for Lapis Lakeside, so I wanted to get a little bit of a head start. Look at my Beware. I decided to bring that out. My Quaxquaval, it's level 60, but I feel like it's the most underperforming level 60 Pokemon that I've got. And I got a Bayleaf over here. These 2 are berry finding, the Bayleaf and the Meganium, which Chikorita as one of the starters for Pokemon, the new AZ game. How exciting is that? Now I know people say that Chikorita is the weakest, and in the previous game, if you choose Chikorita as your starter, you have a pretty difficult time battling the Elite Four or the gym leaders. I mean, how can you not love this cutie pie? She's so pretty. So I'm definitely gonna go for Chikorita myself when the game comes out. And let's see, we are able to make our ninja salad. I will be needing my mushroom farmer though, so we should take out my Gengar, and Eve right now is out farming lakes, so we'll keep him. I also need my Wigglytuff out, but actually, let's change the team now, and then we will do breakfast together. So this is the berries team, but we're gonna move on to salad. Let's choose our Vert, and who shall be our second one? Oh, of course, Io, our berry farmer. So this is what my Espeon is looking like right now. He is level 53, and this is the stats: helping speed M, berry finding S, inventory up L, ingredient up S, skill trigger at the very end, and it is a careful nature. So it is main skill chance up because it is a skill Pokemon. I maxed out the level, the main skill, so it's level 7. So when it triggers, I get 10k, and if it double triggers, then that is 20k. Oh my gosh, look, my team RP is 20k. Very nice. I think that's the highest I've seen it. There was like this high frequency buzzing just now. But our Snorlax is now at basic 2, which is really good. Oh yeah, so speaking of, so because of that bug that happened to me on Friday, I wasn't able to conduct sleep research either, which was pretty sad because that means missed opportunity of finding Pokemon that I wanted. So I didn't really find what I was looking for at Topalo, but I did have fun there. We got 10 diamonds today as our daily gift. And let's do our sleep research. And then after that, I want to go through the community tab and then go through wait a minute. Oh, we didn't do breakfast yet. For some reason, I thought we did breakfast. Yeah, after that, I want to go through my psychic Pokemon to go over with you guys what the objective is and what we are looking for. Also, I want advice on one of my routes, so stay tuned for that. All right, so we got a dozing type. Lately, I've been getting a lot of balance and slumbering, so dozing is a nice mix-up. All right, this is still for the Topalo one. I was going to be like, oh, maybe I'm going to find something good for Lapis Lakeside. But there is a Banette. We also got the Pooper. Oh, look at that Clodsire. I can't look at Clodsire without thinking of Eclairs now, ever since then. I was like, oh, the Banettes look different. Like this one looks lighter in tone than that one, but it's not shiny. We got the huge Gengar on its side. Have you guys seen that clip of the Gengar who was abandoned by his trainer in the animation? That breaks my heart. But we got new sleep styles, which is really good. Actually, there's still probably a lot of other sleep styles I've yet to uncover for Torpolo, since I haven't been there for a while. We got the third sleep style though, which is probably harder to find than the fourth one, at least I feel for me. And let's see, this is the Gaping Mouth Sleep Clodsire. So this is our first time encountering a Clodsire. Clodsire lives in ponds and swamps. It will carry Wooper on its back and ferry them from one shore to the other. On rare occasions, it can be seen sleeping in the mud. This may be because it got sleepy while ferrying Wooper. That is so cute. That's like the video of the alligator who was ferrying a capybara. Oh, and that seems to be it. My throat recently has been so scratchy because of the AC, like just sleeping with the AC on, because it's getting so hot here. You guys, it's been like 30 degrees during the day and it's 30 degrees for the rest of the week. And I'm a Canadian girly, okay? 30 degrees is our summer and it is just March. So that is pretty crazy to me. Clodsire is hungry, but I want to pick up the Pooper. So we will feed Pooper instead. And there are, let's see, you know what? I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch it. It's a new month, which means the shop reset it, so I could buy more cookies to continue. Oh my gosh, it's full. No. Hate it when that happens. Well, at least next time we know that when we meet it again, it's just one cookie away, unless it wants to troll us and be extra hungry, which would be annoying. We are going to keep it with the tongue out sleep. I love using my Gengar for mushroom farming. So for those of you who are also raising your Gengar to get it to level 30 or 60 to unlock the ingredient, these are some candies for you. Let's get on to breakfast because we missed that, and our Snorlax really needs a meal. Let's throw some honey. Or I was gonna do honey and fiery herbs, but I guess just fiery herbs. I love a good fragrant and herby salad, especially when there's a lot of like aromatic herbs to it. And we got 52k. I think we are going to beat another personal best at Lapis Lakeside. It's been a while since I've been here and my team has definitely grown in strength and in level, so I think we're gonna do a good job this week. Also, I miss seeing my Espeon on the field, so I'm very happy being at this map. We boosted up to basic 5, which is great. And let's take a look. What was my recent or my last personal best? So my last personal best was Master 9. I definitely think we will be able to break that. Let's take a little cheers. So this is my coffee. Cinnamon has fallen to the bottom. This is the double espresso dulce. Yeah, the double espresso dulce. Cheers. That was everything I needed in a cup. I wanted to go for something a little more darker, so I wanted to use a double espresso Chiaro, but I ran out of my Chiaro pods, so I have one more sleeve of the Dulce. And I'm going to enjoy every last sip. Alright, so let's take a look at all of my psychic type Pokemon. It's a handful, literally, there's just 5. So we got our Espeon, our Wobbuffet, Kirlia, Ralts. Kirlia I caught as a Kirlia, I didn't evolve it. And then we got a Mime Jr. So we already saw our EO. And as you can see, the ones that are starred are the ones I think are pretty decent. So this is my shiny Wobbuffet. I leveled it up when it was a shiny Why Not. That was a very exciting moment. And he is a skills Pokemon, but as you can see, he has an extra berry attached to him because he has berry finding. Here are the skills. We got skill level up, we got berry finding, helping speed M, skill trigger, ingredient finding S, and it's a sassy nature. So it will take quite a bit of time for it to level up, but once it's max level, that won't be an issue, right? So I think this is pretty decent. It can act as a healer, kinda, if I can't find a Ralts to level up into my Gardevoir, or I can just default to using my Wigglytuff. But I want a Gardevoir. Honestly, I kind of still cannot believe I don't have a Gardevoir. Here's the Kirlia. I kept it just because it has skill trigger M. Truly, that is like the only reason why, but the other skills are whatever. Here we got a male Ralt, so I point that out because I'm thinking either a Gardevoir or a Gallade. So only male Ralts can become a Gallade, but female and male Ralts can become a Gardevoir. So I do have options here. So these are the ingredients. It is a skill-based Pokemon. So we got skill trigger S&M by 50, which pretty good. Very happy with that. which is the reason why I started. On top of that, energy recovery bonus is getting a buff. So my route, once it has a nap or once it sleeps, long night session, 100 is the max that it will get if you sleep overnight, or if you're doing a nap and you put like a recovery incense, I guess. But anyways, 100 is a cap right now when you're sleeping, and it replenishes energy. After the buff, energy recovery bonus Pokemon will get it to 105, which is nice because the healthier your Pokemon are, the more useful they are in overall strength and just like helping out the team and everything. Before, I would look at the skill and I'm like, I don't really need it. Now I look at the skill and I'm like, ooh, not bad, you know? And if you're curious, it multiplies the energy that the team gets by 1.14. So previously, I wouldn't really depend on this unless I know I'm getting really inconsistent sleeps at night, like under 8 hours of sleep for my Snorlax. But yeah, the new changes is pretty nice. All right, and then we got ingredient finding M. Not really needed, but I mean, it's nice to have. I guess it'll help me farm some corn, which is a good ingredient. And then inventory up S, which is also not really needed. So I will be in no rush to level this up to level 75 or 100. It is a neutral nature, which kind of kills me, which is the reason why I didn't level it up into a Gardevoir, because ideally I would want skill trigger on my Gardevoir as a nature, or main skill chance up. But we got skill trigger S&M, which is pretty good. So I'm thinking maybe I'll use this as a Gallade, right? Like, are we thinking Gallade? And the skill for the Gallade is extra helpful, so ×4 help for your team once it triggers. So I'm thinking that would be a good option. And then hopefully this week or next week or the weeks before the event comes, I will find a route that will be my Gardevoir that ticks all the boxes, which would be a main skill chance up nature, skill trigger S&M, and then nice to haves would be obviously helping bonus, skill level up, and then berry finding. Actually, maybe berry finding more than skill level up, because now that we can purchase main skill seeds, I could just use a main skill seed on that. And it levels up 3 times. So the skill will also level up. So yeah, that is my route. And this is my Mime Jr. So Mime Jr., she is an ingredient finding Pokemon. It is not a mono list ingredient for this Mime Jr. However, leaks are always welcome. So I'm thinking this is not too bad to have leaks at level 60. And in terms of the sub skills, here it is. Skill trigger M, ingredient finding S, inventory up S, skill trigger S, helping speed S, and then it is an ingredient finding up Pokemon. Now, I love the way Mime Jr. looks, so it'll kill me to have to evolve it to a Mime, Mr. Mime. But ideally, the most evolved Pokemon are the most helpful, especially if you're finding yourself struggling a bit on ingredients and frequency and such. Also, when you level up, the carry limit increases too. So yeah, I don't think I would ever be on a search for another Mime Jr., so that's why I don't really catch them, and think this is a good opportunity now to level it up to prepare it for the Cresselia versus Darkrai event. The skill is Mimic. I forget what it was before because it wasn't this before. Was it Metronome? Yeah, that is my little tiny collection of psychic type Pokemon. In terms of EO, I use a sub skill seed to bump up helping speed S to M. So there's that. In terms of like how I boosted this up even more, main skill seeds for the main skill and then 1 sub skill seed for helping speed M. So help me out, you guys. Should this route be a Gallade or a Gardevoir? I'm not too familiar with how often Gardevoir triggers its skill compares to Wigglytuff, but if it's better, then maybe I can get away with just... Ouchie! I hit my funny bone. Maybe if it's better, I can get away with just having skill trigger S&M and not having a main skill up nature. Oh, it's only 9k here. Wonder why that is. All right, but let's go into our community research and talk about our weekend. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I had a pretty good weekend myself. Good opportunity to do everything you want, but if you weren't able to do everything you wanted, you still have today, you still have this weekend, you still have the rest of your life. There's so many more sunsets and sunrises that we've yet to experience. But yeah, this weekend I was really feeling the heat, okay? I looked at my weather app and I'm like, damn, it is 31 degrees for the rest of this week. So I have to be careful not to leave the house during the peak hours of sun, or else I might get a heat rash, or yeah, it's just really, really hot. But my boyfriend and I explored a little bit more of Singapore. So we went near the Sentosa area and we walked around Vivo City. Really nice AC. It is a ginormous mall. Wow, the mall game here is like incredible, truly. And there were so many shops in there, so whatever you're looking for, you can probably find there. And I really enjoyed our time there. We also ate some pizza, Italian food. I had burrata with melon, prosciutto. There was some plums as well. Oh my god, it was so delicious. And the pizza was brick oven, and you could really taste like the brick oven baked into the crust and the dough, and it was such a delicious meal. And then I ended my meal with some peppermint tea, and it was really delicious peppermint tea. There's also this new chocolate date shop that opened in the basement level 2 of Takashimaya called Batil. And you guys, if you're from Singapore and you've been hearing about that shop and you're wondering whether or not to get it, go. It is delicious. I love eating medjool dates, but once I sunk my teeth into these dates, I was like, damn, what I thought about dates before, these are like different league of dates. They just sink into your teeth so well. The dates I had back in Canada, there were a little bit of like a grittiness to the granules of the sugar in the dates. These ones were so like plush and chewy and smooth, and there's like different flavors as well. So I really like the orange peel dipped in chocolate dates and the caramelized macadamia dates. The caramelized macadamia itself, oh my gosh. Think of the burnt sugar top of a creme brulee. So that nestled in a cute, golden, plush, not too sweet, but the texture is just so divine type of date. Absolutely delicious. And then there's like this popular Dubai pistachio chocolate bar that's been viral. They have their own version, but obviously it was sold out. But I got the hazelnut version, and I really enjoyed that because I don't really eat too much chocolate bars anymore because I just feel like they're so sickeningly sweet that it makes my teeth feel like uncomfortable. But these were not that. These were the perfect amount of sweetness that balanced out so well with all the other flavors. The hazelnut wasn't too overpowering. The crunch of it too, so you got like different textures. It's just so good. A little pricey, but it is really high quality and delicious chocolate. So I was just so happy about that. And it's just a perfect little treat to enjoy with tea as well. One time I went to an engagement party, and the couple is Middle Eastern. So the family provided a beautiful display of dates, and I was so happy. So yeah, that was like one of the highlights of my weekend. And yesterday was chore day. It was the dreaded bathroom cleaning chore day. So I hate doing that, but I'm so glad I got it done. So your typical like dusting, cleaning countertops, mirrors, dusting the toilet, and then cleaning everything of the toilet too. If you don't dust your toilet and you just go straight with the wet wipe, you'll see all the dust like gather together, and then it's an even bigger pain to remove that cluster of wet dust than it would have been if you were to just dry dust. I always feel so disgusting after cleaning my washroom though, even though like I do a really good job at doing it as clean as possible. But just knowing that I'm cleaning out all that filth makes me feel so gross. So whenever I'm doing a washroom clean, I always make sure I'm showering right after. It is also the month of March, so happy March everyone. I hope that the month brings you guys a lot of happiness, health, and just more opportunities to do whatever you want in life, whether it is to hustle, to take it easy. You know what, definitely have moments in life where you take it easy, like you have the rest of your life to work and to make money. Actually, I remember one time, one of my first jobs, the CEO was a millionaire, and he has started several companies. He's purchased property and stuff like that. So that's how he accumulated his money. And he did not grow up with money, but I asked him like, what would be a tip? I was like mid-20s, okay? I was like, what is something you would tell younger people like myself when it comes to making money? And his first piece of advice actually was to enjoy your money and don't just spend your youth saving money. And I thought that was actually a very interesting take, because now that I'm older, I do see where he's coming from, because I feel like at such a young age we're pressured to just like hustle and work hard, and then you don't have those moments where you truly get to celebrate your wins or take a moment to just enjoy life for what it is in this moment of your life while you're young, because you only get to live it once, right? So you definitely have to have those moments where you're or chilling a little bit more and just relaxing and enjoying life for what it is now instead of enjoying it later on and then regretting that you haven't taken the time to enjoy it when you were younger. And when I was doing interviews for positions in the past, I would interview so many older people, and one thing they always told me is that they regret not enjoying life more when they were my age, because then they're like, now that I'm older and I do have the time, like I can't go with my friends no more because they all have their stuff going on. So like we can't do vacations like we could have done in the past. I have like my house, kids, my pets to worry about, and just not having enough like stamina and stuff like that. So yeah, enjoy your youth while you still got it. And I say this because we are now like 3 months into the year. And I know that usually the beginning of the year is when people make a lot of big resolutions for themselves to like go fast, go hard. But life is also the slow moments. Life is also enjoying to stop and smell the roses, as they say. And I feel like I personally have gotten so much better at doing that, because back then I would feel so down on myself if I wasn't producing or the outcomes that I was having in life weren't up to par with what my expectations are. And that had a lot to do with my upbringing and also societal pressures of what success looks like. Like I graduated university at 25 and I felt like a failure. Okay, I felt like I was so behind compared to all my peers, which was, looking back now, insane to think about. Okay, like I was like, one, I'm not married. There's no prospects of me getting engaged anytime soon. I'm 25 and I just graduated. I'm not gonna have kids anytime soon. Like it was so crazy. Okay, and now that I'm out of that phase in my life and I really had the time to like think for myself and enjoy life for what it is, I'm so glad that I wasn't so deep into that mindset of smashing certain goals in life that I thought was what I needed to do for myself. So yeah, take a lot of time to really figure out what you want to do in life and whether or not what you want is actually something you've put a lot of thought into in terms of like thinking down the line of how that'll affect the trajectory of your life, and whether or not what you think you want is just pressure based on you because of what your parents tell you or what you see your peers doing. But yeah, just saying it out loud how I felt so behind for graduating at 25 when it's such a luxury to be able to graduate at all or to be able to go to university is so huge, and I underplayed my success for that. So if you guys are feeling a little like behind in life, trust me, you got the rest of your life to figure it out. And I feel so bad for younger kids, or I feel so bad for younger people because of this immense pressure. Now with social media where you're seeing the highlights of what everyone's life looks like. So obviously you're going to compare. Obviously you're going to think you're behind. Obviously you're going to be like, why can't, or like, why isn't my life like that? But you know what? Sometimes your life doesn't have to look like that. There are moments where I'm like, man, imagine living in like the remote side of some place. You look out your window, it's all green, like the countryside of Japan, you know, so serene, so quiet, the slower way of living, and people tend to be happier with that slower pace of living. There's like less stresses and anxieties. I'm sure there's still stress and anxiety, but not so much what we would hold our stress and anxieties to in the more urban, modern places of the world. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy sometimes to think, had I not been born at the time and place I was born at during this time, like how different life would be. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it every time you do. Let me know, where are you headed for this week? What are your objectives? What's your psychic team looking like? Like, are you good and you don't need to go to Lapis Lakeside like me to grow your psychic team and help a girl out? What should I do with my routes? Are we gonna raise it to a Galade? Are we gonna raise it to a Gardevoir? Like, what should we do? And as always, I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day. So until then, take care, good luck, and have fun. Bye.